Thokozani Gogo Noma here, and welcome to Learning with Noma, your home of comprehensive learning and healing. Today, I'm talking about the topic of surrender. And this came about because in the couple months, in the few months that has just passed, I've been experiencing, I'll say, the same theme. And with me, when that happens, it's either a lesson to be shared, it's either I need to do some introspection, but something, a lesson in it is there. So I've been experiencing, a flood of people coming through to me. We do a consultation, sorry. We do the treatment, things start shifting in their space. And then when the small things start happening, now they remember because sometimes it will come and spirit will promise things and it will be long-term kind of things, and then when people start seeing the little things moving and there's a pause in between, then they start asking, but what about this one, what about this one, what about this one, can't we accelerate, can't we do this, forgetting that when it comes to healing, it's a process, and as a healer I'm here to facilitate and only I'll say for you, activate what is relevant for you in this time. Some of the things that I say in a consultation might not even be for me to facilitate in your space, especially if we look at them as long term. So why do I need to talk about the importance of surrender? Because I took about 3 days just looking at this theme and going around and just feeling like the whole world was on top of me, because now everybody was sort of like asking magic from me, and I don't have magic. I'm only a vessel that is used by spirit to relay what I need to relay. And as I always say at the beginning of each consultation that I do, that I'm only going to tell you what spirit gives to me. I'm not going to increase. I'm not going to I'm not going to tell you more or to tell you less. If they show me something, that's exactly what I'm going to show you. And when it comes to treatment plans, again, we go back to spirit. There's no one size fit all in my space. I do maybe have like a themed umbrella of, okay, if this is what I'm doing, then I'd call this treatment, it will fall under alignment, and this is how much I will use for it, and it will be maybe based on duration, the specific motifs that I'll use, and maybe the process of it. If there's a need for you to palaze, if there's a need for you to say steaming, ugaba, all those kind of things, then I would classify maybe under one umbrella. But when it comes to the the, the little details of each treatment, none of it is the same. No two people come and they receive the same treatment. So for me, that is what I would do. We're gonna throw the bones and we're gonna hear what spirit says. And when I say the need for a healer also to surrender, that is where I'm coming from. When I say that I will not tell you more and I will not tell you less. I'm not going to tell you just to please you because you have given me a consultation fee. I'm not going to say less because now I feel that your spirit is revealing too much. It's not for me to decide. Hence, the need to surrender as a healer is also important. It is important because when you throw the bones, then you honestly, in all truthfulness, are going to say what is there and what you see and what needs to be done. You're not going to say more and you're not going to say less. And again, the need to surrender is me understanding that I have knowledge. And when I talk about knowledge, is the knowledge that, for an example, if somebody has easily, so I need to give them imbiza, what the imbiza will contain, that will be, again, like I said, for spirit to decide. But I also have the knowledge that these are the motifs that will be used for imbiza, yes, please. So the concoction itself on which will be mixed for with which at this time for this person, that will be revealed by spirit. So yes, knowledge is important as a healer for one to have, because then you take this knowledge from those that have passed. Hence we go epehlweni, we are told about umthetho weshoba. It's sort of like the code of conduct. We talk about um the etiquette of ubunkoma. We have all those that we are taught, and that is important. It is knowledge that is passed from one to another. The wisdom then comes when you are in a consultation and you need to surrender, because no matter if you state epehlweni, 6 months, if you stayed epehlweni for 2 years, if you stayed epehlweni for 5 years, if in yourself you have not really talked to the need of imvumagufa, the surrendering, if you have not really understood the day when you went through intwaso and you were told about ilanga logufa, the day of my death, the day that I died, and I allow spirit to take over, I allow spirit to be in control, then you will not understand the need for continuous surrendering. The thing is that when we finish epehlweni, most people think that is it. But kahle kahle, the reason why it's called initiation in English, initiation means beginning. It is the beginning of the journey. Only when you get out epehlweni, that's when you're really gonna find the challenges. That's when you're really gonna be tested. Endumbeni yako, when somebody comes and they ask of ikorobela from you, and you need to then decide ukuthi the day ngithi ilanga lokufa, I said that I'm going to take the gift and I'm going to, this is a healing gift that I'm being given. With the healing, I've got the knowledge, and with the knowledge, everything exists in polarity. There's always there's duality in everything, and even in healing, even in the gift itself. Then I, as Unoma, as the vessel that is being used, I'm the one who chooses how I am going. So there's still that freedom of choice at the end of the day. I always say to my mentees that what I have learned through the journey in my space is that if I choose to be in light, then I will only keep things that are light in my space. Hence, you will not come in and find umuti that is to work in dark. And I'm not going to say that is dark, because honestly there's no muti that is dark. The very same Kganya kude that we use for you to help you when you go for your interviews and when you're looking for a job and you're a business person is the very same Kganya kude that can be used for somebody in a reverse I'll say psychology kind of a way, where somebody can just be exposed to everything. People can just see you as something that is a joke when you come and you don't even have his tools. So whatever that we use in light can, in the very same container that I have in Dumbenyami, be turned and used for you in a way that is not right. You understand? So you need to then, as a healer, surrender yourself and your desires. And I'm gonna say my desires, because when somebody comes in Dumbeni and I see their problems, it obvious it's I want to help them. And if I can help them in 2 days, then I want to do that. But when spirit says to me, okay, listen, this is the problem, we see it, but before we fix this problem, we need to fix this person on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll make an example where somebody has been in my space, and there's a history of I'll say misconduct in their past, and now you find things falling into place slowly but surely, and somehow people turn around and they feel that maybe things can be accelerated, maybe now that Lozi is on my side. So do you see that even if you have healed this person, or you have found the diagnosis, the root cause, the diagnosis of misconduct, but we still need to go to the root cause of why did this person actually do this, why did they misbehave, why did they act in this particular manner? Because if they still want to manipulate spirit even in the process of healing, then it means the root is much deeper, or the cause is much deeper than what we're thinking. Is healing taking place? No, healing is not taking place. So the reason why maybe things are going step by step is because we also need to teach you how to build character in the process, how to not be a liar, how to not be a manipulator. And you see this with people then coming and saying, okay, Gogo, we did the first treatment, I got the job, I've been working for 3 months ish, but you know what, I really feel like I need the promotion, these people are mistreating me. Hello, you've just been in the job for 3 months. Well, I need to move, the place is not good for me. So do you get it? It's not that this person wants a job, is that this person wants to have what they want, when they want it, how they want it, whenever they want it. And unfortunately, that is not how life works. That is not how spirit works. We all come with an assignment, and we all come with a purpose. And in order for us to fulfill our assignment, and in order for us to align with our purpose, there are challenges put before us, and those challenges are going to test who we are. I have always said that when it comes to character, each and every characteristic that you need to achieve, it's like a muscle. You have to train it. If you're asking for patience, don't think that it will be given to you on a silver platter. You're going to be put in situations that are going to require you to be patient. You're going to submit your CVs, wait 3 months before you get your first interview, before you can even start manipulating to say, can I please be given this and this, so that my CV can be seen above other CVs. When I talk about surrendering of a healer, I'm talking about somebody who is willing to work in facilitating and activating whatever that is in front of you at this moment, and not about the acceleration of things in your life. I'm talking about somebody who is willing to say to you, listen, this is what is this is what is not right with you at the moment. This is where things are not okay. This is where we are talking about misalignment, and this is what we need to fix first before we move to the next step. I'm talking about understanding that the healer will give you rituals to do one by one, and you won't find yourself doing 10 things at the same time, because really, what then are you understanding? So submission also, and I'm still at the healer part of it, to say submission for me, from me as a healer, is seeing the bigger picture and the problem from the view of spirit, and being able to relay it to you and saying to you, this is what I see, this is how I see it, and this is what we're going to do. And not manipulating anything, not giving you more or not giving you less, and then coming back and saying to you, this is the beginning of the journey, and this is the second step. And sometimes even those steps, they don't, I can't reveal them, because each and every step will be determined by the process, and even the progress of you in the whole healing. Surrendering is important. Ukuzinikela, ho inehela, ho tseba hore ha ke etse ka bonna ke le Noma, impaki Gogo Noma, meaning that I acknowledge the eldership in me, I acknowledge the wisdom that is in me, and that is on a continuous basis. Every single consultation, not even every single day, because I can consult somebody who's had multiple abortions, and this person, it could be because they were in abusive relationships, and the abusive relationship is what needs to be dealt with more than even the abortions in their space. And then I've got somebody who's had abortions, and this is because this is something in the family. When you look back to Abogogo, even Abogogo were doing it. We're talking 3, 5, 4 generations before this person. So this has become something that is, the spirit is continuously coming back in the family. The spirit that did not experience life, a spirit that's going to come and want to go back, the spirit that is still between life and death, and you need to release that, and you need to now perform rituals to do generational healing. There is many reasons why diagnosis comes, and they are different. But if we don't submit and go to the root cause and ask spirit, then that is when you will go to different ndumbas, and you will be told about isnyama everywhere you go. Uzogeza for isinyama this year, next year ubuye futhi ugeza for isinyama, but you don't even know ukuthi lesi sinyama kahle kahle. When we talk about isinyama, this dark energy, lesi silwane engihamba nazo, what are we talking about? Guys, submission of a healer includes being able to understand the need for one to question the diagnosis and the consultation. When you come to me for a consultation and I tell you something and you don't understand, you should not be in fear. You should not fear to ask me. You should not fear to say, but Gogo, I don't understand. And I should not feel offended, because at the end of the day, the message is not from me. The message is for spirit. As I always say to the people around my space, to say, if you don't understand, ask me. I don't mind. I'm also going to tell you that, okay, listen, I'll ask spirit if it's outside of the consultation. If we're still in a consultation, then we will inquire more from abantu abadala. Abantu abadala, when you say there is Islwani, please tell us, so that they can bring things into the consultation that are familiar to you, to say there's a sometimes when you see like a shadow is passing, there's this, there's that, and this is what we're talking about when we talk this bad energy that has now become a shadow of darkness in your space, or that has now become, is when we talk is there's this certain animal that keeps visiting your space, and these are the things that you see. So submission is about understanding, one, that I'm just a vessel. Two, that whatever message that I'm going to relate to you should not be more and should not be less. Three, even the treatment that I give to you is going to be from spirit and not from me. Four, understanding that I cannot do it all. We cannot cure 25 years worth of problems and troubles with one cleansing and one ritual in less than an hour. 25 years worth of burdens in 45 minutes, done, gone, dusted. Hey, that needs to be known. The truth needs to be told. It is a process. And again, understanding that for some people, I might be relevant for a particular element in their spiritual journey. And once I'm done with you, then I need to pass you over. I need to let you go. I need to move. I need to shift in your space so that you can get somebody else who can help another level of your healing. And that is also, guys, like I say, is about submission, where one will not then be told ukuthi as ugogo ngiphuphe ugogo wakho athi you must come for a cleansing. Hi boba githi, guys. Where is the submission? Is that where is the truth in that? I've got more than 300 people right now in my contact list, and this is like active people. I'm not talking about people who have not been in my space or have not been communicating with me for the past 6 weeks, because there's just that cut off in my contact. That is the current. Now, if I'm going to dream for each and every person, do I even sleep at night? And when do I have time to then hear messages from my own ancestors about my own journey? Because as much as I'm a healer, I'm still Noma, I'm still their child, I'm still human also. I have other things also that I need to deal with. So submission is all that. And also understanding as a healer that I don't do things according to my own will. There's abantu abadala, the eldership that I walk with, the ones in spirit and the ones in the physical realm, where I need to go and say, Ish, I've just met such a thing. And but I need to come to those that are living. Ilanga lokufa, when we talk in Twaso, the day of my death. That means the day when I realize that I need others, because it was alhambileto. You cannot just have one mkulu who is you and you listen to this mkulu. We need the entourage, we need the community of ancestors in us, because one will say this and one will say that, and then we come to a conclusion of this is what we do. And this, even entlolweni, that is why most times entlolweni you will find there's a number of ancestors that come up and speak. Or when we talk, we say badimu bari, we don't say sidimu siri. Or, we will always include everyone, because they are a collective. And that is how abantu abadala used to live. Umuntu ngabantu, mutu ki mutu kabatu. If your healing is going to be damaging to somebody, it's going to be at the expense of somebody else's peace, then we need to relook it. Even if somebody did wrong, I know that this is something that is done in most, we talk about impindam shaye 99. But guys, if we are light workers, if we are healers, then your healing when you come to me will not interfere with another's way of life. If they did you wrong, then let us help them heal also, because that is in itself a disease. When somebody is trying to do something wrong to you, if you're no better than that person. Two wrongs don't make a right. And that is just Gogo Noma when it comes to surrendering to spirit, because spirit is about bringing everything back to its natural being and to its life. Hence, even with the gifts, before you even take on a gift, if we're Gogo or Kganya, Gogo or Tagatayo, the one who was a witch and who was doing things that were not supposed to be done, that's why there'll always be a need to before we take it. We need to cleanse the spirits, because we're talking generational healing. It's not just about me, but it's me understanding that as much as I've been given this gift, I am also going to pass on one day, and as I cross over, I'm going to have to hand the baton to somebody else. What kind of baton am I willing to hand over? The one that is still dirty, the one that is still talking about Abumpindam Shaye, the one that's still talking about you know, what am I trying to create for the generations that are coming after me? Hence, when you surrender, you understand that your desires go down. When we talk about surrendering, we're saying to submit to authority, to submit to higher power, but higher power also being pure, being the divine, the source, the one that brings life and not darkness, the one that brings light. And when as a patient coming in Ndumbeni, in my lesson of Uklola, I mentioned that you come as a clean slate, you come expecting, but also with the expecting heart, you need to be open to the truth that is going to be told to you. Many people enter Ndumbeni, and the one thing that I get most of the time after consultations like, Gogo, okay, I heard you said everything, I resonate, but are you sure there's nobody who's doing anything to me? If there's no butagati, guys, there is no butagati. We need to understand with surrendering as patients also that when you come in, you are going to listen to what is truth, submit to what is truth. Don't just take because your desire is to have unomagutu young lawyer. Even at work, she looks at me differently. I mean, she wants my position. Everybody will want your position at the end of the day. I mean, we all wish to go higher in the ladder of our professions. If you're an HOD and I'm in the office and I have qualifications for that, hey, I wonder when are you going to go to another company, or I wonder when another company is going to open space, and if that company open space means somebody else went out. There's always those desires, but we also need to be truthful in ourselves to say, if I'm already looking at myself and I know I'm absent every day at work on Monday because I had a long beautiful weekend, I mean every day it must be a long weekend. If I'm not absent on Friday, I'm absent on Monday, then I get dismissed. It was misconduct. HR is looking at your file and they're saying, this is a pattern. Monday, Friday, everybody knows. Highlighted days in every company, in every profession. So when, again, just for me, I think this is the most important one when it comes to surrender, for me to say, even after we have done the consultation, even when we've done the treatment, once you understand that it is a process, being still and understanding this is how the process is going to be, not having the desire can't be there. I mean, we all have those. We are human at the end of the day, but not feeding into the desire of wanting things to be accelerated for you in your space. Being patient. Patience requires one to surrender. Take everything as it is and put it down in front of them and say, you know best. You can see where I cannot see. You probably know what's going to happen before I know it. Please give me the strength to get through it. Give me the wisdom to know which corner to turn when it comes. Give me the eyes that are going to see beyond the physical. Open my third eye so that I can make the right choices in order for me to complete the assignment that I've been given in this lifetime, in order for me to align with my purpose every day. The serenity, is it serenity? The serenity prayer. Those are the kind of prayers that we need to be praying. That is the kind of upatla. And even when you patla, when we surrender, people in my space, I always tell them, when you patla, please make sure that you call Amatloza Matla Gezekileo, because each and every household has that one ancestor, 2, 3, sometimes even 4, 5 ancestors. The ones that still needs to be cleansed, and those could be the ones that are coming and influencing you also as a person. When you come Ndumbeni to consult, when you come for your healing journey, let the intention be pure. Let the intention be clear. Let the intention be of light. And once you get the necessary information about your ailments and your disease, and you get the roadmap of this is the treatment that we need to do. Let it be one step at a time. Don't do 10 things in 1 week. What are you understanding? What are you accelerating? Healing is a process. Healing is not magic. There's no magic wand. Lucky you if maybe, I find you and it was just this little thing that needed to be switched on and activated and everything opens. But for most of us, healing is a process. It's going to take 1 3 months in Gogo Noma space, maybe sometimes before you can even say, I am at that space that I don't even recognize. Sometimes when we do the first treatment, it is going to then, it's like an onion, show us another layer. I just recently did the alignment treatment with somebody. It's a treatment where we align you to your assignment, to your purpose, and we align you to your spirit guides, where we now separate what is yours and what is not yours, bad spirits to good spirits. And this can come to be revealed in many ways, some in dreams, some after we've done the treatment. We need to go to sihlole futhi and see where we are, but mostly for me in my space, because I'm an advocate of spiritual independence. And spiritual independence is about understanding that spirituality is one's own experience with spirit, and you can also have that experience. I'm just a vessel. I'm just a special vessel that's been chosen to be the medium between you and your ancestors. You're forever connected to your ancestors. I'm just here to align, because I'm able to then see beyond my own spiritual needs. I can also see your spiritual needs, and I can also communicate with your spiritual guides. And we did the alignment, and this person went home, and when they got home, we had a 7-day prayer attached to the alignment treatment for them. During the 7-day prayer, then they started dreaming dreams of sexual encounters with this and different animals, some with two genitals different, some the same, some actually coming and sort of like licking the whole, all those things. And then somebody's like, they move from me, they go to another person. But luckily for this person, and luckily for me, I always say, whatever that, even if you dream of me naked, you tell me. The person told me, and I said, good. Then it clarifies this 1 2 3 dreams that I said to you, I'll come back to. So this is not a good spirit. We need to deal with it, because some of them, if you are still not aligned, they satisfy you. They are still good. And that is surrendering, understanding that I am in this space because my ancestors have given me this person to help me, and they've helped me. And through their help, I've started realizing these things. Not to Gogo young lawyer. This is probably something that's been there in my system. Let me hear what she says. And then saying to the, okay, now we need to do this. This is the following step. And after that following step, something else. So guys, depending also on how your ancestors see you as their child. Some people, when you give them the whole thing at once, they will chow it. I was a student at Free State School of Nursing at EFSON, and when we got our bursaries, we got a lump sum. Hey, things would happen, parties would happen, and this was like financial year April. Come July, come even July is long. April, May, June. Ha! Everybody now is buying a tin of fish and eggs. We don't even buy bread. You're gonna eat your eggs with pap, because you have to buy that big 25. So every ancestors knows the responsibility and the accountability level of their child, and they will then bring into the space what is necessary, and the healing process will go accordingly. Mine is just to say, guys, healing requires surrendering. It requires for you to understand that it's not going to go my way. It requires for me as a healer to also understand that yes, I might have all this mutis in my ndumba, and I might have all this knowledge, and I might have treated as many people as I've treated, but this is one individual person that is new in my space. Their journey is new to me, and spirit will guide, because it is a spiritual journey. It is a spiritually healing process, and some of the spiritual healing processes might require for us to tap into the physical being, where sizogeza, we will steam, we will bath. Some of them might require for us to tap into the psyche, the mental you. Counseling needs to be done. Some of it might require for us to tap into the habits that you have, and we need to admit things like addiction. We need to admit things like procrastination being one of the energies that disturbs. We need to be practical. We need to then do things in the physical realm to shift. If holistic healing is going to be given, then let us do intlolo and ask spirit to give us the guidance. I always say, do not give me your background before we do a consultation. Do not give me your history. Once we've done a consultation, then from there you'll hear how we move forward from the consultation even into treatment. We need to surrender. We need to open our hearts. We need to let everything go. And Thokozani, this also comes with people who come into a consultation and their hearts are closed and you want to hide things. When you come to consultation, surrender it all, be open. Hence, for me, I work with appointments, and with my appointments, there's actually a process that you need to do before you come into the consultation of surrendering, so that when you come, so because spirit does not tell me what you want to hear, but what you need to hear. When we talk treatment, spirit does not give to me what you want, but what you need. Yes, you might be having financial problems, but you might not need finances. You might not need money to make things right in your life. There might be something bigger than money that you need. Before we can even get to, money might not even be the problem. The problem might be the behavior. And when we fix the behavior, then everything financially will fall into place. Let us learn to submit to spirit. Let us learn to submit to authority. Let us learn that in spirit, everything is a process. There is no fix it in once. That is now manipulated spirits. That is manipulation. If you're going to go through healing and I need to do for you 5 cleansings in 1 week, what are we healing? What are we accelerating? Because I believe that even, and we can look at spiritual elements also in a sense. Maybe when we take it to the physical, let's talk about someone who has cancer. As much as we know that you are on stage 2, stage 3 of cancer, and if we don't do something quickly, it might go to stage 4, very terminally ill, and death is there. We're not going to give you all the chemo in 1 day. No, you're going to come over weeks. We're going to do tests. We're going to see how you're progressing until we can eventually say, the tumor is no more, or the cancer is no more. Too much of a good thing is bad. Too much of a good thing is bad. So if I need to do it all at once, have I surrendered? Am I doing it because I'm after the money? Am I doing it because I'm after the glory of I am the best among the rest? Spirit does not have competition. Spirit does not even care about our physical things, the money, the whatevers that we attach to it. It's about healing. And when we heal you, it's about healing even the generations after you. So today I say to you, as you come in for a consultation with Ugogo or Umkulu, as Umkulu is telling you your problems and giving you the treatment layout, as you walk through the journey of healing and things go right, and then after right, they sometimes go wrong, or at times you go and instead of things going right, they all go wrong at the same time. Understand that before we see the break of dawn, there's always darkness. Darkness is necessary for us to appreciate light. The storm is necessary for us to appreciate the calm. One step at a time. Whether you have 100 steps to climb, whether you need to move from Joburg to Cape Town, you will always need to take one step at a time to reach a destination. And unfortunately, in healing, there is no destination, because even when you die, you're going to leave some elements for the future generations to deal with. But what kind of baton do you want to give to the next generation? One filled with more trauma than what you already have, or one filled with more healing and less to fix. We start now to be ancestors. And ukuba idlozi elihle nakhona, you choose now. We are dealing with generational curses because of the behaviors of our ancestors in the flesh, how they manipulated the purity of the spirits that we carry, the gifts that we carry. Hence, a lot of us will need to do imisebenzi, where we have to, rituals where we need to cleanse those ancestors before we can even take on the gift. What kind of an ancestor are you going to be? It starts today. Understand, healing is a process. There is no magic. I hope that I've said a mouthful. I didn't think that I'll stay for over 30 minutes, but I've said a mouthful. So please, when you enter Ndumbeni and you're requiring treatment, remember that you need to surrender. You need to let go and allow spirit to take the lead. The spirit needs to take the lead. Thokozani. I hope that healing comes to you, not only to you, to the past generations. Do not only heal yourself, but heal them. And in healing them through you, understand that you're creating a baton. Generational healing will be inherited moving forward. Generational blessings, legacies of good things. It starts with you right here, right now. You don't start being itlozelihle, you don't start being sidimusesetle. You don't start being a pure ancestor in the grave. You start now in the living. Remember, this is spirit having a physical experience. And in the very same way, it is the physical experience having it is the physical being having a spiritual experience. That is how it should be, and not the other way around. And that is why we sometimes maybe get it confused and we get consumed in the physical, because we are trying to be spirit beings having a physical experience. But we look at the spirit, and when we talk about danger vus, and people will talk about their past lives, saying that it's because my spirit has been there, it's because I've been this in my other life. So you understand, it's not spirit having a physical experience, because spirit has already had the physical experience, billions and billions of physical experiences. But it is this particular physical being given a chance to have a spiritual experience. And if we can tap into that, if we can tap into the inner us, the source, the divinity in us, the God within us, that is what African spirituality is about. You understanding that you are God, and what you experience with spirit is nothing next to anything. It is your truth, and your truth should be exactly that. You read the Bible, it's somebody else's experience with spirit being documented. Document yours, and let's see what happens 100 years from now. Like I always say, I'm part of a generation that's writing a new Bible. It can be through YouTube, it can be through blogging, whatever that you want to call it. But we are creating content that is going to shape the future of spirituality moving forward. Hence, I get so afraid when I see spirituality being treated like religion, rigid rules, dogmatic. It's either you go left or right. It's either while you phahla ushisa impepho or phahli. Hey, surrender to spirit. Thokozani.